Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Patrick Cleveland, licensed marriage and family therapist and clinical director and founder of Daybreak Counseling Center, providing psychotherapy, couples counseling, and mental health services in Long Beach, Cerritos, Brea, and online throughout all of California. Hey, just wanted to do a quick video on a question I get asked a lot in doing couples counseling and also just in individual psychotherapy about communication. And it goes something like this. A lot of times couples come in and they say something like, we want to work on communication, and I know a lot of people out there will say, oh, communication's the biggest thing in relationships, right? It's a big thing you got to work on. And to some degree, I agree with that. Or couples will come in and say, we're just having trouble talking to each other. We don't know how to communicate, or we get in these fights and these circle arguments, and communication. We don't know how to communicate with each other. And so the way I break this down, or my approach to this, and the way we break this down in at Daybreak, is kind of using a sort of an EFT approach, which is emotion focused therapy. And to break that down simply, from a sort of attachment based perspective, is that there are theories and methods and other approaches that is somewhat like, okay, we're gonna teach you like communication skills, like you can get out the books and the communication books and different skills and things like that, and we can teach you and sit here and okay, you say this and you say that, very kind of top down kind of skills approach. I don't particularly approach it like that. I kind of explain to couples and people that you have to work on your connection, like what's going on in the connection with you and your partner, like what is disturbing that? Why aren't you feeling loved? Why aren't you feeling safe? What is getting in the way of sharing? What's going on in the connection between the two? In other words, when you feel loved and you feel safe and you feel held and supported, good communication pops out as a result of that. It doesn't come from learning a bunch of skills and reading books. It comes from feeling good in your relationship. So it may sound like a paradox, right? Like we need to learn how to communicate. Like no, like like if you look back on when you fell in love or when you met this person, and communication was great, right? You guys were talking on the phone all night. You guys were going on these long dates, and you guys can get enough of each other, right? Communication was great, right? You didn't need any books. You didn't need any skills. You didn't need to go to couples therapy to learn how to communicate. You guys were communicating fine, right? And so the rebuttal I might get at this point is someone to say, oh yeah, but that's just the falling in love point in the relationship. That fades off, and then then the struggle starts, and you have to like really learn how to communicate or really struggle. I don't buy that. I think yes, there is a sort of an oxytocin induced falling in love phase, right? That is true. But and then after that wears off, then yes, you do have to get to know this person, and you go through certain struggles and accepting their faults and all that. That's kind of what dating is about, really. But at the same time, like you can still come back to that point and foster that type of in love connection. That is still something that can be sustained and can be watered, and the reason why we're with somebody in the first place, right? In the East, in Hindu tradition, in love means literally to be with God, right? Like we are in love, and then you say, I am in love with you, right? Like together we are in love, together we are with God. The whole idea that God is love, that's their perspective, right? That love is an internal thing. That's why we want it. We want to feel that. We want to be in love, right? And being with this other person, we are in love with them. Together we are in love, and being in love feels good. We are loved, we are supported, and we want that feeling. That's a big reason why we're with somebody, right? Because we want to feel that. So to sum it all up, figure out, or the way to good communication is to understand, see, pinpoint what's getting in the way of that. What's getting in the way of our connection? Do we both feel safe? Do we both feel loved? Do we both feel supported? And if not, what's getting in the way of that? That's what we do in couples therapy, is we help to get all that out on the table and kind of see what that is. And once we do, and that is kind of unearthed, and then we talk about that, usually some deep feelings, certain things have been held in. Once we kind of unearth all that, then good communication just kind of happens as a result, right? Because you're back, you're in love, you're feeling supported, you're feeling connected, and then you feel safe. You can talk now, you can communicate. So that's my approach on the whole communication issue in a relationship. I hope that makes sense. And just want to share that with y'all. So any other questions or anything that kind of comes up, feel free to shoot them my way. I'd be glad to answer them. Until next time, peace.